Breaking news! A piece of news recently came out that took everyone by surprise. I'll give you the latest details, but first make sure you've clicked the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with everything that's happening with the Falcons. Let's get to the news. Today, we have a surprising update that's shaking up the Falcons community. In a move that caught many off guard, the Falcons released veteran cornerback Kevin King, a former second-round pick of the Green Bay Packers. King, who joined us this offseason after a strong preseason, was making a solid return after being out of football for 2 years due to personal reasons and an Achilles injury. Despite all of that, he managed to earn a spot on the active roster for Week 1 and has been a key contributor on special teams. So why now? Why part ways with a player who has shown resilience and fight, especially when he's played in each of the 5 games so far? Well, it could be because Nate Landman is set to return from injured reserve, and the team needs to make room. King, who has played primarily on special teams, was probably the odd man out. He logged 41 snaps on special teams, but only 5 on defense, so maybe the coaching staff feels they can adjust without him in the mix. Now, don't forget that King had a great history with us. He wasn't on the initial 53-man roster out of camp, but he worked his way back onto the team. A guy like that is grit, and while it's sad to see him go, there's always a chance he could end up back on the practice squad or find a new team to contribute to. So what does this mean for the Falcons? With an open roster spot, it's very likely we'll see Landman activated. The timing seems right as we prepare for a tough game in Week 6, and having Landman back could give the defense a solid boost. But now, I want to hear from you. Do you think releasing King was the right decision? Or do you think he still had more to give? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. So here's the scoop. Robinson is back. After some concerns earlier this week about his hamstring, we have confirmation that the Falcons star rookie running back is ready to go. Head coach Raheem Morris himself confirmed it. Robinson will be ready for our crucial game against the Panthers this Sunday. Now, if you've been following along, you know that Robinson showed up on the injury report on Thursday, which definitely has some fans worried. A hamstring injury at this point in the season is no joke, especially for a running back who relies on that explosiveness. Robinson was listed as limited in practice on Thursday, but the great news is that by Friday, he was a full participant. Falcons fans can breathe a little easier now. Robinson is ready to roll. So what does this mean for Sunday? Well, Robinson has yet to have a standout game this season. He's up to 285 rushing yards and 1 touchdown in 5 games. Those aren't exactly jaw-dropping numbers, but let's be real here. He should have a big performance, and who better to deliver that than the Panthers? Carolina's defense has been shaky at best, and with Robinson back in the lineup, this could be the perfect opportunity for him to remind everyone why he was a first-round pick. With the Falcons currently 3-2 and tied for the NFC South lead with Tampa Bay, this is a huge game for us. A win on Sunday puts us in prime position to take control of the division, and the Panthers, well, they're struggling. Carolina has one of the weakest defenses in the league and a quarterback situation that is, shall we say, questionable at best. Bryce Young has been inconsistent, and while Andy Dalton has shown flashes of competence, he's no Joe Flacco, right? But the Panthers' real threat? It's the running game. Chuba Hubbard has been the most consistent part of Carolina's offense thus far. If the Falcons can stop him and force Dalton to win the game through the air, I really like our chances. Our defense has been solid, and if we can put the game in Dalton's hands, it's going to be a long day for the Panthers. Vegas even has us as a 6.5-point favorite for this game, even though we're playing in Charlotte. Falcons fans, this is shaping up to be a game we should win comfortably, but you know how tough divisional games can get. Still, the stars are aligning for a solid Falcons win this Sunday. Now, what do you think? Will Robinson have his breakout game against the Panthers? And how do you feel about our chances of taking control of the NFC South? Now, it's been a wild ride through the first 5 games of the season, and if there's one thing we've learned, it's that this team doesn't blink in the face of adversity. Every game has been decided by just one possession, and it's starting to feel like these close games are part of what defines us this season. After that nail-biting win over the Eagles in Week 2, you could feel the energy shift in the locker room. Raheem Morris had one message for the team: nobody blinks. And that's exactly what these guys did. Since then, we've had some tough times, a tough, decisive loss to the Chiefs in Week 3, followed by a thrilling last-second win over the Saints in Week 4, and of course, that comeback touchdown in overtime against the Buccaneers. This team has proven that it's battle-tested and thrives in those high-pressure moments. And it all starts with one guy, Kirk Cousins. Our quarterback is the glue that holds this team together in those crucial situations. He's seen a lot, tight end Kyle Pitts says, and he's right. Cousins has led 16 winning drives in the past 5 seasons, more than anyone else in the NFL. That kind of experience is invaluable, especially when you're in close games week after week. Even in the loss to Kansas City, Cousins didn't let the team get down. The guys remained calm, focused and determined to learn from the loss. As Raheem Morris put it, we didn't have any sideline fights, no one pointing fingers. It was all about figuring out what went wrong and how to win the next one. That's the kind of mentality that's shaping this team's identity. And it's not just the quarterback. The entire team has bought in. Chris Lindstrom, our offensive lineman, talks about Cousins' calming presence and how it fuels the team's belief that they can win in these late-game situations. We've proven that now, Lindstrom says. There's confidence when we get into those moments. Wide receiver Ray McLeod also sees these close games as building blocks not just for the regular season, but for a deep playoff run. And he should know, he played for the 49ers, going all the way to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl during his time in San Francisco. We found our identity, McLeod says. Now we just have to figure out how to approach each game with that mindset. That identity is still evolving, but it's being built on resilience and leadership. As we approach Week 6 against the Panthers, the team knows that their ability to stay calm under pressure will continue to define them. But as Jesse Bates III pointed out, it's not just about staying resilient. It's about learning from mistakes and improving each week. As long as we get there by December and keep getting better, that's all that matters, Bates said. Of course, while we're the kings of game-winning plays right now, it wouldn't hurt to have a little breathing room every now and then. As Drake London joked, I'd like to relax in the fourth quarter at some point. I think we can all agree on that. But hey, if these nail-biting finishes are what it takes to build this team's identity, then so be it. So Falcons fans, are we witnessing the birth of a team that can handle any challenge that comes its way? How do you feel about this new identity we're building? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for all the updates. Go Falcons!